Mariage sorcière.
I just had to get that because I know I'm going to stuff it up again. Mariage sorcière.
Mariage sorcière.
Well,
How
you
many
get
times do you
that.
think I'm going to stuff it up?
You shouldn't stuff it up. It's not that difficult.
Mariage sorcière.
It's just marriage sorcerer, but slightly different.
Hey, we're outside. I think this is you. How come you don't play this one on piano? This is a nice song. It seems
don't know.
like pretty easy.
I have to find the sheet music maybe. And get the piano fixed first. I can't. So I just had like a sneezing fit, so my nose is a bit stuffy, so I don't know how well I can do these voices. Hey, that's mine. Give it back.
What is she again?
Gluttony.
Are you sure?
Yeah. When it eats,
I
he's saying she'll eat it.
Yeah, I thought gluttony looked different.
Nah.
Alright. No, I'll eat it! Asmo, pass!
Yeah, over here, living on there, summer.
I wonder where they swiped it from. They were fighting over a donut or something, playing around really loudly.
Auntie Sammy is reading, so can't you be a bit more quiet?
Yelling stuff like that makes you the loudest one! Satan, be silent! You foolish little sister!
You're the loud one, Lucifer and Esau.
Kind of fits.
It does.
Isn't there something you'd like to say to me?
I was already used to the oldest and the third oldest sister arguing with each other. Even though they're both so quick to anger, it's a bit funny how they're both having to hold back a little. They might be surprisingly like each other. You were told to be noisy, but this is a bit too much. Should I make them lower the volume a little? They can mess around all they want. It's 100 times more pleasant than that shrill laughter in the classroom. See, I thought that was gluttony.
That's mum, and that's greed.
Okay. Oh, hers was really high. Auntie Summer, go to the next page quickly. You read really slow. You like to read, Mammon? You look like you'd be the worst at doing boring things. Mammon controls greed. That also includes a thirst for knowledge. Still, she wants to keep that knowledge all for herself. So be warned that she refuses to let people read any book you give her, and sometimes burns them after reading them.
I don't have to talk that slow.
She's the sloth.
I know.
I like knowing things that no one else knows. I like being able to do things that no one else can do. So I like studying and practicing. Because I want to keep wisdom that no one else knows all about to myself. As Mammon said that, her eyes sparkling, she peered down at the page that was open and read through it again. You could see the greed that made her covet that page even more thoroughly than I did. As you can see, my magical power has grown much stronger than it was on the first day I summoned them. By now, I've gotten so that I can summon all of the 7 Sisters of Purgatory at once and still calmly read a book like this. This place, although I can't recall exactly where it is a quiet and calm street-side bench. I'd been young back then, so I don't remember the details of its location. Still, I remember that my days walking here were a lot of fun. Together with Dad, Mum, and even Oni-chan, it was a memory of a very rare and very happy day when everyone had been together. The people who walked by every once in a while didn't notice me. They just pleasantly ignored me and passed by as though everything was normal. Even the 7 sisters' incredible outfits weren't embarrassing or anything, because it wasn't like anyone was actually watching. Come to think of it, I'm getting pretty used to it, as long as they don't make me wear those. I was sitting on a stylish bench, memorizing a timeline for our world history. In an academy system where everything is based on collective responsibility, there's no tolerance for dunces. It seemed that I was considerably below the average grade for the class, according to those extremely intellectual girls. If I alone improved my grade, the average would rise drastically. They had been kind enough to show me with a graph drawn by colourful pens on a B4 sheet of drawing paper. Just thinking of the effort it had taken to draw that was repulsive, but I've already spat out all those complaints. I've already voiced my constant and furious anger and sadness to these girls here. The sisters were sometimes indignant, sometimes sympathetic, and sometimes mourned along with me. I was truly happy to be able to share emotions like that with friends. It said that they were originally furniture that existed to carry out Beatrice's cruel sacrifice ceremony. According to the occult message bottle I hated, it seemed that several of them even attacked my family. But I don't believe that, and it's pointless to question them about it. They are furniture, so they only respond to their master's requests. Even if they really did attack my family, I can't hate them. What I really hated was the Golden Witch Beatrice, or else that ringleader of the Ushiramiya suspicion, Aunt Ava. Angie-sama, quickly, the next page! Oh, sorry. I'm tired. Mind if I take a break?
Angie-sama said break.
Let's play! Let's play! Angie-sama, let's play! When they noticed that I had interrupted my studying, the most energetic younger sisters gathered around me. And that wasn't all. Even Maria One-chan and Sakataro showed themselves. They had probably been very close by, but they must have hid themselves so that wouldn't interrupt my studying.
Uryu! Angie, how's studying? How's studying?
Kya! Sakataro! How are you?
Wait a second. Let me squeeze him too.
Don't we always say that the first one to get there wins? Yeah, cute, cute.
Cute, you're crushing me. Uryu.
Your luck ran out when you showed up while all the 7 sisters were gathered. Give up and let us hug you.
Come on. It always turns out this way. I apologize for my stupid older and younger sisters.
Ah! Sakataro's happy to meet everyone too. How's it going, Angie? How's the studying going? Thanks. Well, not bad. They were nice enough to pass around printouts from a quiz that another class took earlier. Their beautiful sense of solidarity is enough to bring tears to my eyes. Well, at least it's probably better to put a timeline into my head.
Uryu, you sure are good at studying, Angie. You'll be able to get a lot of points, Uryu.
Good work. I was terrible at studying, so I'm jealous of you for being able to get a good score when you study hard. You're joking. When it comes to English, Latin, and knowledge of the occult, you're much more amazing for being able to remember so much. I can remember anything when studying magic, but I can't remember anything boring, so that didn't help at all for the tests. Well, it's true that occult knowledge would be like that, but your grades must have been pretty good in English, right? Is that...
Is she Maria, I guess?
In the first year of elementary school, on the Japanese language test, there was a problem when I was given a picture of a gun and was told to write its name in 4 squares. I got marked wrong because I wrote the English word rifle in katakana, raifaru. Why, doesn't that fit? It was supposed to be the Japanese word for gun in hiragana. Teppo. I was told that's wrong because you don't learn katakana in first grade. I didn't really get it, so from that day on tests I wrote everything in hiragana. But I got in trouble with Mama for some reason. Got in trouble with the teachers too. You were probably born in the wrong country, One-chan. Then I'd rather have been born in the country of witches so I could enter a witch school. Ooh, ooh.
If that happened, you might have had much, much more wonderful magical friends. Uryu.
Ooh. But it's not like I mind it now. After all, I can use lots of magic, and I've got a lot of magic friends. Sakutaro is all I need.
I'm not the only one. There's also Sakusuke and Sakukichi, the animal band, Shimoda-kun, the seal, Sanaya-san, the rabbit, Mr. Pig-kun, and plenty more.
Incredible. The number of One-chan's friends keeps increasing. Every time I ask, the number of names for her friends grows. But there's no doubt that Sakutaro is her best friend. I'm a little jealous of all those close friends. What do you think? How are the 7 sisters? Do you get along with them? Those sisters are really energetic. They sometimes say shady stuff, but they aren't bad. I'd wanted to get a cute kid like Sakutaro, but I think being with them now is more than enough. If you learn more of my magic of origins, I'm sure you'll be able to give birth to friends you'll like, Auntie. Creation is still a bit too hard for you now. There's a difference between creation and summoning, and resurrection is also different. So, your greatest wish really is to revive your family? Yes, I have a vessel for it. This. That's right. I'm sure that hair accessory will eventually become the key to summoning Butler. The rest is up to your training, Auntie. Although not knowing how long it'll take is enough to make me cry.
Uryu, stay strong, even if it's tough. If you don't give up, Anji, it will definitely come true someday.
If someone gave me some proof that it'd definitely be granted, at least that would calm my heart.
Uryu, then I guarantee it. Without a doubt, Angie will surely have her wish granted someday.
Thanks. I'm glad to hear it, even if you're just saying it to console me.
It's not like that, Uryu.
Stop it, Auntie! That kind of emotion will turn into the magic-resisting toxin. The feeling that your dreams will definitely come true is the best seed that buds into magic power. That's right. Sorry, teacher. You need to be a bit greedier, Anji-sama. Go however far it takes to get the thing you desire. You're lacking the willpower to never give up until you get it.
Uryu, that isn't true. Angie's doing her best.
Thanks, Sakutaro, Mamon. Crying about it won't help anything. There's nothing I can do except hang in there. I'll try hard. I'll grit my teeth. I'll definitely make my dreams come true. With certainty.
Uryu, you're awesome, Angie. Do your best. Mum and I will support you.
Yes, we'll support you. The greedier our master is, the more our worth will increase. More importantly, Anji-sama, we've finally got 10 people gathered here.
We plan to have everyone play Shiratori or something.
If you lose, there's a punishment game. Let me nibble your ears.
Come on, is hunger the only thing inside that head of yours?
Please forgive my foolish sister's stupid proposals. Are you sure it isn't about time you return to your studying?
No. I waited so long for you to finish studying, so I can't stand it if you don't play with us.
I don't think it's a bad idea. Who is this?
Yeah.
Perhaps playing every once in a while is good for softening the mind. You govern Sloth, right, Belfer? What you're saying sounds reasonable, but you're actually being sneaky, aren't you? My apologies. You are diligent, aren't you, Summer?
If it's okay with Auntie, I'd also like to play with everyone. Let's make some noise. It'll definitely be fun.
Uryu! Angie, let's play. Let's all do Shiritori.
I don't know what Shiritori is, do you?
That's the word game, I'm pretty sure.
Oh. No!
In that case, let's start from Sakutaro's Uryu. In that case, which sound should we start the next word from? Ryu or you? From Uryu? I wonder. Maybe it really should be Ryu.
It's rare for a word that ends like that to come up.
Then I'm first. I'll do a word starting with Ryu. Ryuzu, Watch Crown.
I wanted to go first. Ryuto, Loot, would have been wonderful.
Zoo? It feels like we keep getting tough ones. Wait a sec, what order are we going in? Who's next?
Uryu. I don't think it matters who. Whoever thinks of a matching word first.
What's that? Sounds interesting. How about the person who can say the most wins? It's a fast-talking Shiritori.
Then I'll go! Zucchini! Niniku itami! Garlic stir-fry! Makabu with pasta! All of them delicious! Yeah, I said 3 of them! Bells takes 3 points. Can you use conjunctions?
If you could use with, then anything would work. That last one doesn't count. -1 point. Let's start from me. Or me, I don't know.
Then I'll go. Meringue.
Ge? Uryu.
Gasrido! Drainage system, Umetatechi! Reclaimed land, Chikashitsu, basement. How do you like them apples?
Oh, no, Summer, those are all pretty crummy words.
So what? Then why don't you try following up with something refined? Anyway, that's 3 points for me. The next one's Sue, okay? Sue!
I've never played such a weird Shiritori before. Ooh, it's fun.
Uryu. I don't get it at all, but it's fun. Uryu.
I've played normal Shiritori before, but I've never experienced a Shiritori this weird. There's only the lively 7 sisters, Mirio, One-chan, Sakutaro, and me. I'm now surrounded by friends that are so fun to be with. The courage to accept a world of magic, a world of witches. That alone didn't change the fact that I was still locked up in an academy, without a single friend in my class. But despite that, I'm able to have such fun and lively time. I'll also become a witch like Maria or One-chan, and someday I'll add my family to this fun circle. Dad, Mum, and Oni-chan. And if possible, George Oni-chan and Jessica One-chan and the other relatives. I'll call everyone here without a single person missing, and we'll all gather together. This is my dream. That's right. Until I make that come true, I definitely won't lose heart.
I'm sure you'll become a great witch, Auntie-sama. As long as you believe in that, we 7 stakes of purgatory will always serve by your side until that day comes.
You'll be there for me? No matter how long, you'll lend me your strength?
Of course. After all, I'm your friend, right, Auntie-sama?
Yes, that's right. Let's all stick together and play together. Today and in the future, always, always.
Until that day your dream comes true, Auntie-sama.
The lively 10-person game of Shiritori, alongside a street cut off from the time, under the constantly bright rays of the sun, could have continued forever.
Wait, seriously? What's going on, Ushiramiya-san?
In the end, I wasn't able to get a very good grade on my test. I tried memorizing things in my own way, but if you could manage anything by cramming the night before a test, no one would ever worry about tests.
Normally, when you know the problems beforehand, you should be able to pass the test easily, right? Easily! It's true that we didn't get so far as to write the answers into the blanks for you. We thought you'd studied at least that much. What the hell? Come on, are you serious? I can't believe it. They're almost all wrong, aren't they? Did you really study properly?
More or less.
This isn't what you call more or less, Ushiramiya-san. It's so horrible that it makes me dizzy, okay? Oh my gosh. Please forgive her for getting a miserable grade on such an easy test. And for making the average score for the entire class plummet. Witches.
The same test had been given in another class first. That test paper had been obtained, so the average score for our class had been unusually high, enough to obscure my slight improvement. However, there were some things I had no excuse for. If I'd spent the entire day studying like mad, I might have been able to get a slightly higher score. But I hadn't gone that far. After that, on that day, I spent the whole time having fun playing Shootatori with the seven sisters, Sakutaro and One-chan. As expected, the winner had been Maria One-chan. She was a strong player thanks to a wide knowledge of trivia. Sakutaro had gotten the punishment game. He spent the whole time cheering for everyone else's answers, completely forgetting to think of any himself. Because of that, he'd been squished by the seven sisters and had his ears thoroughly nibbled, hadn't he?
Hey, are you listening, Ushiramiya-san?
They were surrounding me, twittering like small birds. They were really annoying, smelly. On the outside of that circle was Mammon, an exasperated expression on her face. This is a messed up school, just like usual. Shouldn't you be more than happy as long as your own grades are good? It's probably because of that collective responsibility thing. Instead of worrying about their own grades, they're more concerned about how embarrassing it is for the class average to be low. Or maybe it's because they really hate the volunteer work they're forced to do as punishment. So in other words, they aren't studying because they want their grades to be good, but because of collective responsibility, and since they hate volunteer work?
They're jealous and embarrassed. They don't want to be inferior to anyone, and they don't want to be humiliated. That's the only feeling that drives them to study.
What noisy people! If they want to study, why can't they just do it themselves?
In the end, without collective responsibility and volunteer work, they'd have no desire to study. How foolish it is to study without knowing the meaning of studying.
Still, these guys are really annoying and stupid. Don't you dare disturb Archie's on his precious day for even a minute.
Wow, I hate those people. Just get lost.
I'm hungry! Go away now!
Sorry, everyone. I wonder why humans are so shameful. It's probably because instead of working hard themselves, it's easier to make you work hard and earn them a higher class average to satisfy their greed. Humans are all greedy, and they'll burden others with their greed to make things easier for themselves. We'll eventually be reunited with them on the mountain of purgatory. When they get to the 5th terrace, they'd better watch their step. Mammon controls the 5th terrace of the mountain that reaches to heaven, Mount Purgatory. Since she's saying this, you can probably be sure that after those girls die, their journey to heaven won't be an easy one. No, on the contrary, let them just fall into hell.
Have you read Dante's Inferno?
I haven't.
Do you know the story?
I might, but I
only know like the general gist of it.
Is it related to Greek mythology?
I don't know what country it originates from.
Because I think I might be getting my mythos mixed up.
It's like Dante, trying to get his wife or something back from the afterlife. His name Beatrice.
Is he really?
Yeah. And then he has to go through purgatory.
That sounds similar to, is it Ulysses? And I'm getting everything mixed up. I feel like I've heard there are similar stories of people like traveling into the afterlife and having to like
Hercules.
complete trials and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, I was just saying if you knew of it.
I've heard like Dante's Inferno. I'm pretty sure it's a movie.
Is it Dante's? Just maybe I'll look it up after.
Okay. The class committee went to the student council and applied to use a classroom during lunch and after school. The purpose of use was for a class study group, a wonderful little gathering so that they could all surround me and make me study. I'm so grateful I could cry, which meant that every day all of my lunch and 3 hours of my afternoon would be stolen. The academy and its student council, with its theme of student self-government, instantly approved of this pleasant activity that the students were taking up of their own initiative. In other words, I was no longer able to escape after school by leaving the classroom. After school, the first class study group meeting started right away. Would they open a textbook, then kindly and carefully explain so that I could even understand it? Of course it didn't turn out like such a naive illusion. After school in the classroom, dozens of my classmates crowded around my desk. First, before we started studying, why were my grades so bad? What was the reason? It was decided that we couldn't start until I could clearly answer those questions, become aware of the problem, and show regret for my actions. Of course, there's no way for me to respond when asked a question like that. They've loathed me all this time, and they've rejected me and kept me at distance, preventing me from joining in on their community. So I've avoided their community myself. There shouldn't have been any conflict for either of us that way. So even in this group that was enthusiastic about raising the class average, they obviously kept me at a distance. Even if I tried to join in, they would probably ignore me, like they always did in the past.
If you just asked, we would have taught you whatever you wanted, right? Right?
They were getting themselves all worked up. I've already had enough of the hypocrisy of their tacked-on excuses.
Ishiramiya-san, your problem is that you're lacking a cooperative personality. You mustn't be satisfied as long as everything's good for you alone. Those who gather in St. Lucia's place of learning, that's so deep, shall have a cooperative heart. It's written right there in the student handbook, right? I think having a cooperative heart is what gives birth to the desire to study together and contribute to the entire class. I believe that itself is the thing you lack before you even start studying, Ishiramiya-san. But what do you say? Hey, have you been listening to us? We went to all the trouble of staying after school to say this for your sake, right?
I'm so grateful I could cry. Of course, they didn't like that.
Is they actually saying that?
Yeah.
Or... This way, it almost makes it look like we're bullying you.
They reprimanded me. Oopsies. Fortunately, I'm normally all cried out anyway. If I'm told not to cry, I can hold it back. First, I was made to write a letter of remorse and read it out loud. Of course, this was to be done by today. The class committee politely applied to the student council in the staff room for an extension on the use of this classroom. It seems it was accepted right away, which means that starting now I'll be forced into self-criticism for at least a full 5 hours here. Ushiramiya Anji got a low score on her test and caused trouble for her classmates.
That's not it, right? You getting low grades and causing us trouble isn't the root of the problem, is it? It's a cooperative attitude, right? A cooperative attitude. Come on! Why do we even have to direct Ushiramiya-san on how to write a letter of regret?
Their abusive jeers flew about one after another. I followed their directions and erased it. Ushiramiya Anji didn't have a cooperative attitude and caused trouble for her classmates.
Hey, wait a sec. Isn't it pointless if you just write whatever we say, right? Do you really know what regret means? It's pointless if you don't write it in your own words. Pointless. I always thought you were a bit strange, Ushiromi-san, but you really are weird.
Even following the directions didn't change the jeers much, and now it felt like they were mocking me even more. So for several more hours without rest, without even being allowed to go to the bathroom, much less dinner, I was continuously abused. I was coerced into writing a paragraph that humiliated myself. At about 9 o'clock that night, I was told to stand up and read it aloud. The contents were smeared black with tears and eraser marks. It was certainly my handwriting, but it was like a list of soulless letters, whose contents I couldn't even remember. Everything had been copied down according to their orders, so while I had been the one to write the letters, they weren't my words. I'd been coerced into writing them down, and even coerced into reading them aloud. Even after all this time, I was surprised to learn that, beyond just ignoring people and hiding their things, there are other ways to bully people.
Hey, read it aloud, quickly. Look how many people are staying this late just for you, Ushiromi-san. Why not thank us a little? Isn't the fact that she doesn't feel gratitude a sign that she doesn't have a scrap of a cooperative attitude? It's okay, Ushiromi-san. We'll always be with you from now on. Why not study with us and remake yourself, okay?
As I stood by my seat, surrounded by them, I dropped my gaze towards the blackened page. And then I spoke those humiliating words, but right away jeers flew at me saying that they couldn't hear and to speak up. I can't read it. I had no idea that being forced to read a paragraph humiliating me would be so painful. My throat shook. My fingertips shook. The paragraph of humiliation written in my own handwriting made my eyes burn with a hot liquid. So my world blurred and twisted. I saw the girls surrounding me twist and bend. I saw them twist and bend into the impression I had of them. In other words, that was my true field of vision. Beyond that twisted crowd of people, I could see my friends. Compassion could be seen in all of their eyes. "Auntie, stay strong."
Uryu.
Maria, One-chan, and Sakutaro were looking at me with sad eyes, probably because they realized that even cheap words of compassion would hurt me. They kept alternating between trying to say something and hanging their heads.
What the hell's wrong with these people?
They're just the worst. Really takes me off. What's so fun about gathering around Anji-sama and torturing her?
It's a resentment they can't voice despite their jealousy. They don't care who it hurts as long as they can let it out. What horrible people.
Anji-sama, in this kind of situation, it's okay to go mad with rage for your own honor's sake. Anger is an appropriate emotion and an appropriate reaction. If you don't get mad now, when will you get mad?
Stop it! Don't stir Anji-sama up with cheap anger! If Anji-sama could do that, she would have done it already!
You should only get angry if doing so will improve the situation. However, from an objective standpoint, doing that now would probably only aggravate the situation further. It may be humiliating, but the wisest thing to do now is to withstand it. You really are a sloth, Belfa. Quit fooling around. I can't stand this. I can't forgive them.
Everyone calm down. It'll become a burden for Angie.
A burden? What are you talking about? Is this the time or place to be calm? We furniture and not so cruel as to coolly watch when our master is humiliated?
Anji-sama, you have no obligation to read such a humiliating riddle. If you can't let out a cry of rage, then at least throw it on the floor.
You don't need to trash talk them, and you don't need to yell so loud that they bend over backwards. Just throw the notebook on the floor with all your might. By doing just that, you'll be able to show your strong will.
Don't stop running on by yourself, Mammon! I told you, right? If Anji-sama could do it, she would have done it so long ago.
Nothing will be resolved by the eruption of momentary emotions. Can't you see that doing that will only make their treatment of Anji-sama even more severe?
Why is this happening to Angie-sama when she didn't do anything wrong?
Not letting her eat dinner and making her stay so long after school. I hate it.
And it's not just tonight, but tomorrow and the day after too. That's enough. You can't simply sit there bearing this humiliation.
Hey, are you really listening to us?
Someone tugged at my hair. I was torn back into my tragic reality. I was no longer even permitted to listen to the seven sisters speaking on my behalf in my heart. My hair was lifted upwards. One of my hair ornaments came off, and I could hear the sound of it rolling onto the ground. No one picked it up. To the contrary, they casually avoided it as though something filthy was rolling towards them. I tried to follow it with my eyes, but my hair was tugged upwards again.
Why do you never listen to us, even though we're talking about something so serious? In one ear and out the other, is it? Does anything get into that thick skull of yours? Get a grip, okay? Are you really conscious of the trouble you're causing us? You aren't going to start saying that you just wrote it grudgingly because we told you to, right? Until you really show regret of your own will, this seriously isn't going to end, okay? It's not just for today. It'll seriously keep on going tomorrow and the day after, you see? Don't you play us for fools, okay? I mean, why are you still even alive? Is it normal to go on living like this? If it were me, I'd just die. You can't live like this, can you? 'Cause you being alive just means getting in other people's way all the time, right? If it were me, I definitely couldn't live on. Yeah, I'd die too. If doing that's better for the world, then I'd die right away, right?
Then die.
Auntie-sama, kill all of them now. Lucifer, can you hear me?
You seven sisters of purgatory are incredible furniture that can massacre mere humans in a flash, right? You're always boasting about it to me. Then do it. Massacre them right now. Right here, right now.
Well...
For some reason, Lucifer hesitated. Why? What's wrong? You're a certain kill furniture that can fly around faster than the eye can see and instantly pierce the hearts of a witch's enemies, right? And I'm giving you an order as your master. Carry it out right away. Kill. Kill them all!
Auntie-sama, please calm down.
If they had immediately followed my brutal order, making heaps of corpses with me at the center, I was ready to reflect on my own reckless actions of stealing human lives so readily, ready to regret and repent, just as they had wanted me to. I was prepared to do that, and yet Lucifer just let an unsure expression rise to her face, and didn't move to carry out my order. I knew it. Yeah, I knew it. Vaguely. No, that's not right. I've known from the beginning. I've known that magic was all empty this whole time, haven't I? The Seven Sisters of Purgatory? Yeah, right. Stupid. So pointless. I've known it the whole time.
Auntie-sama,
I glared into the worthless Lucifer's eyes, and pain seemed to accompany that gaze. As though she was being assaulted with a violent headache, Lucifer grasped her head with both arms, but it looked like she couldn't tear her eyes off my gaze, so she was assaulted with a pain that grew more and more violent. Useless. I hate you. Disappear. You're nothing but a delusion inside my head. Hopelessness and disappointment, resignation and a dream's end. A cracking sound like you'd hear from a frozen lake surface during a fierce winter rang out just once. At the same time, Lucifer's form, which was being tormented by a violent pain, stiffened in a place and grew cloudy. It was almost as though a beautifully polished glass window had been heartlessly smashed and turned white from the countless fissures. And that was an accurate analogy. At some point, Lucifer's form had turned into a glass ornament of the same shape. Countless fissures ran through it from the inside, and as the head and arms collapsed, it crumbled to the floor.
Eek! Lucy, nay.
Who's the second sister? Leviathan? Carry out my order. Massacre them right now.
No, Angie-sama, please calm down your heart and listen.
I'm not looking for excuses or backtalk or an answer. I want nothing more than a swift confirmation of my order to eradicate the girls who are humiliating me. If you're going to say anything else, there's no need for me to listen until the end. After Leviathan also turned white due to countless cracks throughout her whole body, she fell over backwards, splitting into separate parts along her neck, hips, and arms. If she'd been smashed to bits and lost her original form, it probably wouldn't have seemed so brutal. So seeing the two of them halfway left over made the remaining younger sisters shake even harder. Why won't you listen to my orders? Why? Why?
My apologies. Here, under the current conditions, the anti-magic power is extremely strong and...
What's that? You can't do it because humans are here? That's your logic? Isn't killing humans what you do? If you can't do that, then what use are you as furniture? Die!
Please spare me, Angie-sama.
As she clutched her head with both arms, Satan also turned white and fell down face first. Apparently the neck is the most slender part after all. Her head slid off and rolled over to Belfgor's feet. You can't do it because there are too many humans? Then later on I'll call them into the shadows one by one, and you can make a bloodbath of all of them, right? With your current magical power, it may be easy for you to converse with us. However, you still lack the training to materialize us in front of all of the humans here. I deeply understand your anger, but even if you could use us to attack and murdered everyone here, that would only make your situation worse. I know it's humiliating, but please control your anger for the time being. Will I get the same answer from the next three? Are you going to tell me you can't do it because the anti-magic power is too great? Are you going to tell me you can't do it because my magical power is too weak? Then I won't ask you to kill all of them. Just one person's fine, so try and kill them. Right here, right now. As Asmodeus and Beelzebub held each other, they crouched down, cringing in fear under my glare. If they'd been able to obey my order, they probably would have carried it out immediately. And yet here they were, crouching down. Empty, sad, and pathetic. That's right, I've known. These girls can't even touch reality with one of their fingers.
No, Bells, I'm scared, Bells.
Angie-sama, spare us! Spare us! I don't want to die! Die, useless furniture. Why are you guys even alive? Why are you alive when your lives are worthless? It doesn't matter if you die, right? Die. I'm telling you to die. Do you think any idiot would leave furniture that has no use lying around? Eek! Ah! Please stop, Angie-sama. What is it, Mammon? Are you going to be the only one to fulfill my order? That's right. You're my best friend. You alone will do it for me. Get them. As you are now, Angie-sama, even if you use us, you aren't capable of committing murder. It's furniture's duty to help with things their master can do. Things that even the master can't do, we can't do. Do you hate them, Angie-sama? You do hate them, right? I totally understand why you want to kill them. Okay, in that case, go ahead and kill them, Angie-sama. If you stain your own hands with blood, then we, the Seven Sisters of Purgatory, will go along with you however far you go. I'm asking you all because I can't do it myself, aren't I? Isn't being able to do things I can't the thing that makes you furniture? Yes, we are furniture to be used. Please go ahead and use us to kill. You'll be the one killing, Angie-sama. If you're saying that you want to kill, then go ahead, be my guest. No need to hesitate. Go and carry it out right now. And once you prepared yourself mentally, once you prepared to dirty your own hands, then we'll help you. But you haven't done that, Angie-sama.
Me, Angie.
Don't speak, furniture, you delusion. I get it already. You don't all have to tell me. You people can't do anything. You're nothing more than my delusions. Illusions. Daydreams. I haven't had a single friend from the very beginning. You're just a phantom, a pretend friend I created in my heart, in my isolation, right? I've known from the very beginning. Yeah, that's right. We're an illusion inside your head, Auntie Summer. But so what? Yes, that's true. We're just imaginary friends created to soothe lonely Angie Summer's heart because she doesn't have a single friend. But so what? If you want to look at reality, just look at it. You can stop looking at us and return to being surrounded and bathed by jeering over there. Come on. Go back. Welcome home to reality. Just call on us when it's convenient for you and pretend you have friends. Then spur us on even though you don't have the guts to dirty your own hands. Then deny and erase us once you realize that it's hopeless. Yes, please enjoy it. I'll leave you with a shriek of anguish just like you want, Angie Summer. Just copy that jeering that you've been showered with right now and do the same to us to get it off your chest. That's also furniture's duty. Getting slammed against the floor when someone's ticked off is also a chair's important duty. If that alone can absorb their master's bad mood even for an instant, there can be no greater honor for furniture. Kill me, deny me, your first and final friend. At the end, Merman had a mocking expression on her face, but for some reason it looked splashed with tears. Mammon, Beelzebub, and Asmodeus were smashed to the ground.
What?
I missed that part, it went too quick.
I thought it just said smashed to the floor.
Oh, we'll just go with it.
Smashed and fell to the floor, yeah.
Who do you... Come over here, Sakutaro. Angie is a little agitated right now, so you mustn't get close.
What about everyone else? Are all the 7 sisters alive? Did they die?
It's okay. It looks gruesome, but those are the remains of their vessels after being deported from the human world. Shells that have been shed. So it's all right. They're probably deeply hurt, but they're okay. Everyone is alive. I'm sure we'll be able to meet them again someday.
Who do you... Thank goodness. Thank goodness.
Auntie has violated the contract of mariage sorcière to do such a horrible thing, even though witches of the Alliance must respect and accept one another, even though they were all important friends to you, Auntie. No witches' alliance has anything to do with this. Magic friends, give me a break. I killed them, erased them. I smashed the 7 sisters.
Who do you... That's so cruel, so cruel.
Just give it a rest with this playing witches thing. I'm begging you. Maria One-chan and Sakutaro, I want you to disappear by yourselves. Even in my imagination, I don't want to kill and erase you.
We aren't your imagination. We're your friends, Angie. Who do you...
Sakutaro said that as he hid behind Maria One-chan, sobbing. Sakutaro doesn't exist. Sakutaro is also an imaginary creature One-chan created to distract herself from her loneliness.
Who do you... It hurts, Maria. Why? Who do you...
Stop it! Denying my friend is the one thing I will not permit. The same power that had smashed the 7 sisters was probably eating into Sakutaro as well. But Maria One-chan was apparently protecting him with some other power. So Sakutaro's form didn't break and scatter. One-chan glared at me sharply. It was a serious expression that I'd never seen before. Sakutaro is my furniture. You cannot erase him, Angie. However, trying to deny someone is the greatest form of scorn for a witch. Sakutaro didn't exist from the very beginning. He's just a lion stuffed animal, a phantom you personified with the delusions inside your own mind. Oh, that's not true. Sakutaro is my friend. He was a stuffed animal once, but now he isn't. No, he's a stuffed animal made of cloth and cotton. He can't move or talk by himself. You're just talking for him like a ventriloquist, right? You call that magic? You call that a witch? You call that a friend? I cannot accept that.
Who do you... Am I not me? Am I just a stuffed animal that can't really talk and not Maria's friend?
you... As though struck with a high fever, Sakutaro weakened bit by bit. As he clung to One-chan's body, he did all he could to continue standing, but his body began to gradually slip down. As he did, One-chan held him, yelling at me as tears streamed down her face. Ooh! Stop it! Don't burn Sakutaro with magic-resisting toxin! Don't bully him! Don't insult him! Don't deny him!
Giggle, giggle, giggle.
Maria One-chan, you're so weird! There is no Sakutaro. Wait, this is...
Angie.
Maria One-chan,
No,
you're
it's young Angie.
there is no Sakutaro. Stuffed animals are stuffed animals. I learned from Mama that they're made of cloth and cotton. There's no way they can walk or talk. Sakutaro! Sakutaro! You are the stuffed animal. You are the stuffed animal. You're a friend. Ooh! Instead of playing with stuffed animals, it's better to play outside with everyone. I'm bored with stuffed animals already. I hate you, Auntie. Ooh, why say something like that? Hate, 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 hate. I hate you. You're not my friend. I won't let you be one of us witches. Ugh. You're not my friend. I won't let you be one of us witches anymore. Upon my name, the apprentice witch of Origins, Maria, I hereby expel the apprentice witch Angie from the Marriage Sorcier Alliance of Witches. And then... and then what had been peaceful days to me became a daydream and ended. By now, it's impossible to prove. No one can verify whether that really was magic or whether those really were my friends, or else nothing more than a daydream. I, the sole observer, concluded that they were a daydream. So that became the truth. Perhaps in the farther future I'll observe it again, and when that happens, maybe I'll acknowledge that it wasn't a dream. That the seven sisters really were my friends, and that along with Maria One-chan and Sakutaro, they did everything they could for me in my isolation. Something so vague is neither the truth nor an illusion. Maybe the reality here and now is the only world with the real me. Where is the real me? The person standing amidst the girl's exposed wreckage that resembles broken glass sculptures. The girl who's breathing harshly, her shoulders heaving, isn't me. I'm over there. The me that's surrounded by a crowd and being showered by jeers and who's hanging her head, her eyes red. Isn't the me over there the real me? I won't dream anymore, because there's nowhere left to run. I'm going back. I'll return myself to the cage made of flesh.
Hey, are you listening to us? It's not like anything will be resolved if you just stand there hanging your head, right?
I hear you.
Ah, you finally answered. You aren't thinking that this will end if you stay silent, or that will forgive you if you cry, right? We're asking if you're aware. We're asking if you're aware of the trouble you're causing those around you.
I slowly nodded. I acknowledged it. I acknowledged that I had slipped into the world of my daydream, trying to remain separate from the others in my class. To separate myself from and disgrace those sisters who spoke to me with reliable and kind words, despite being totally unable to help when I really wanted them to. I acknowledge that. I, Ushiramiya Anji, do not have a cooperative attitude and have caused trouble for my classmates. There is nothing to blame for that except my excessive inferiority complex towards all of my classmates because of my inability to study, and it's a shame that I'm alive. Starting there, I was no longer reading the paragraph they'd made me write. It was me improvising, and it was what it was in my heart. They noticed that it wasn't what they'd anticipated, but while they did frown, no one spoke, so I continued. That's right. It's a shame that I lived. I should have had them take me with them on that day in 1986, and yet I was the only one who wasn't taken. Why am I here? This isn't the world I'm supposed to be in. No one will save me. For a time I felt as though only the fictional friends I created in myself could save me. But those friends were nothing more than a delusion, and they didn't save me at all. After all, this isn't a world of imagination, but a world of reality. So in short, up until today, I've been having the same daydream. I hated my real classmates and only lived by interacting with my friends in my mind. Just now, I split up with those friends, so I am here. I have no family. I've thrown my friends away too. There's no longer anything left for me. Why haven't I died? Someone asked me that a short while ago. I think they're right. Why am I alive? I should have died in the year 1986. No, I must really have died. And yet my dead soul is locked up inside this cage of flesh. So I'll ask someone. If no one answers, I'll do it myself. Please, let me die. I spoke that sentence and looked around. Dumbfounded girls, shocked girls, girls whose faces seemed to be saying, "What the heck is this kid talking about?" And a bit late, more and more girls with faces that said, "Is this girl all right?" You asked that after bullying for like 5 hours straight. When I ordered the friends of my daydream to kill, they couldn't do it. And so I asked real humans to kill me. But of course, these girls can't do it either. In other words, both daydreams and reality are the same. Doesn't this mean that, including this world, absolutely everything is a daydream? Then there's no problem, right? After all, on that day when I lost my family, I was already dead. Everything that happened afterwards is going on in my head, my life flashing before my eyes after I failed to die. Once I understood that, it felt like the scenery surrounding me began to twist and bend slightly. Yeah, I'll finally wake up. I'll be released from this daydream world. I feel my consciousness sliding away. That's alright. Fade farther and farther away, and take me to my family. Then, no matter what happens in this twisted, stale world, I won't mind it at all. I saw the crowd get pushed aside as the teacher stepped in. Perhaps the teacher doing the rounds happened to notice a strange disturbance. The teacher was vigorously shouting something, moving to protect me. Watching that, I knew that an ally had appeared for me, even if there was only one, and I felt my awareness return very slightly. Is this a new character? The only ones who can save me in the world of reality are real humans. Never again will I seek rescue from daydreams. This is the world of humans. Nothing can save a human except other humans. I see. If that's what you think, then that's your world, Auntie.
Can Angie find happiness this way?
If Auntie believes that that's the only way to find happiness, then it is the only way. If she can't accept the bluebird in the cage for what it is, then she must go and search forever.
Maria, are you breaking off relations with Angie?
No, nothing like that. I only did that because that's what Auntie wanted. We witches are sometimes persecuted. However, we always remain by everyone's sides, and our aid can always be asked for.
Will the day come when Angie will play with us once again?
Maybe, or she might forget and it'll never come. In the human world, we call that growing up and saying goodbye to your childhood self. Still, if Angie just remembers, we'll always be by her side, and until then, we'll be waiting. What does the glass crack mean again?
Chapter's done.
I thought it was the,
Yeah, there's different ways of doing it. This is a dramatic way. No. I like the ending to that.
With the blah, 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 with the glass crack.
No, I like the ending of that scene, like how it transpires.
With the teacher coming in.
No, just like how's she's because she's built up like happiness in her own head with like her imaginary friends essentially.
Yeah.
And then when she's like put in a tough spot, she can't take it anymore. She's like, all right, it's all fake. And then
It's useless. It's
she
useless.
receives like she's got happiness, and like even though it's not like the most ideal happiness in her situation, it's like you should really take what you can get.
Yeah.
Kind of. But then she's like, she just casts it aside, and then the bare facts are right in front of her, and she's just like, oh, okay, so this is it. And then like, I don't know how to explain it.
It's like tough, like 5 hours straight without being able to like go to the bathroom or do that. That's essentially a form of torture.
I
like
definitely understand
torture.
and sympathize with that. I just think it's still just like you have your own happiness and yet you're throwing it away.
Yeah.
But it's not like I don't understand why or the fact that she did it.
Definitely seems like a very emotional. No, it's like it's a turning point in her life, isn't it? This moment.
Yeah, I guess so. Because that was in high school.
Yeah.
And this is the present, and this is like her first time re-summoning them.
Yeah.
Remember?
So they're all like, you.
So she was like, she had given up on all that for, I imagine, at least 2 years, maybe. When she was in high school. 1 or 2 years, who knows? And
So she's reached out to Maria again. Maria took it pretty well.
Well, why did Maria take it so well? Well.
I'm not sure. I'm interested to hear your theory on this.
What are the stakes?
A stake is a wooden stick with a pointy end.
The characters of the stakes.
The thingies of purgatory.
Yeah, and what are they? In that situation, what were they?
Furniture? Friends.
Okay, you're right in both aspects for that. I mean, you're looking for something else there.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, I know you're looking for something, but I'm like, what is it? Magic? Is it magic? Is this the angle you're going for?
Yeah, we'll go with magic. No, I'll just stop there.
Spoilers.
And it's not really. You can figure it out. Like,
I feel like there's a lot of things you've said that I'm able to figure out. I must be like pretty dense because I'm like, well, it's not. I guess I'm not thinking. I'm just going with the story and seeing where it takes me. So I'm not.
That's
looking into it too deeply.
That's usually how it is when you first go through it. If you go back through it again, then you pick up on like all the hints and the intricacies and everything.
Did you like know how it would end when you read the ending?
The final ending? The ending?
Yeah. Or were you like, oh, why didn't I pick that up? Or when you reread it, were you like, oh, how could I not see that? It's so obvious.
No, I didn't really have any ideas on how it would end. I was just reading it to see what happens. And I think going through Jacrono's, was it 5 or 6, maybe? I can't remember which episode it was, but Felix, I think I told you before, but Felix brought something up that was like foreshadowing symbolism and all this stuff, and I was just like,
this is Felix from Joe Chrono, if those of you haven't seen the first one.
Yeah. And like, there's something I didn't pick up on, and I was like, oh, it's true, that stuff is actually in there, that's pretty cool. And it's like, can't help but like think it's just really good writing. I don't know. I like the music too when she like comes back to reality. She's just like teasing her. It's just like, oh yep, you asked for it, this is what you get.
Well, I recognized one of them
The tracks.
as like one of the ones that you've been playing.
Yeah. Alrighty.
We'll leave it for there for now.
Got nothing done in that discussion.